Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we are going to start next chapter, that is unit 7, and it's about human nutrition. Previously we have discussed the definition of nutrition. Nutrition is in fact the taking in of nutrients, breaking them down, absorbing, and then utilization by the body. All these steps are collectively called nutrition. In the previous chapter, we have discussed nutrition in plants, but here we are going to discuss nutrition in human, which is slightly different from that of plant nutrition because human mode of nutrition is heterotrophic. And you know what is heterotrophy? Heterotrophy is a mode of nutrition where animals get their food from other organisms. And these organisms could be plants or animals. If animals are eating plants, then they are called herbivores, and if they are eating animals to get their food, they are called carnivores. So you can say there are two methods of nutrition in animals, herbivorous or carnivorous. There is another one also called omnivores, but omnivores are the ones which can eat both the plants and animals. So basically, there are only these two methods of nutrition. Animals may be herbivores or maybe carnivores or maybe eating both, called omnivores. So let's see why the food is needed by the body. This is very basic question, the need for food. So food is essential for all living organisms, but not for the same reasons or the same way. Like previously we discussed nutrition in plants, that was autotrophic, they were photosynthetic, they were preparing their own food, but animals are getting their food by heterotrophic mode of nutrition, means by eating other organisms. So nutrition is linked in fact to metabolism, growth, energy transfer, and homeostasis. Homeostasis is the maintaining a constant internal conditions in the body. So to maintain all these conditions, body need energy, and energy comes from the food that we eat. Now the same question, how different organisms obtain food? You know, the organisms can be autotroph or the heterotroph. We previously have talked about it. So let's see a flow chart about autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So first of all, let's see about autotrophic mode of nutrition. So these plants, it happens in plants. So they uses sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water, and generate the food, that is glucose. This happens usually in green plants and algae. Or generally you can say any organism which possess chlorophyll can have the autotrophic mode of nutrition. So in this process, photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast. This is a chemical reaction that we already have discussed in detail in the last chapter. The next topic here comes the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, that will be the topic of our concern in this chapter. In this mode of nutrition called heterotrophic nutrition, the animals usually adopt this type of nutrition. They eat plants or animals. For example, humans, cows, lions, fungi, protists, etc. They just eat food and digest. After digestion, absorb it and then use for energy. So it's totally different from that of plants' mode of nutrition called autotroph. Here we see food is required for three main biological purposes in the body. So first of all, it's the basic one, most basic, growth and development. Every living organism wants to get food to make its body bigger, to develop new parts, like plant make new leaves, new fruit, new branches every season. So that's the growth and development. Similarly, human body also need energy, need food to develop, to grow, to increase its body size and body mass. So food supplies amino acids, minerals, fatty acids. These are the components or monomers of three main energy sources in the body, needed to synthesize new cells, tissues, enzymes, hormones, and so many other things in the body. Growth is especially rapid in infants, children, adolescents, and embryos. Once a living organism, even a plant or animal or human, become adult, After adolescence, there is little food required by the body because the development has stopped, growth has stopped. Now body is just taking in food to maintain its internal conditions, to maintain the same body size, mass, etc. In plants, nitrates from soil are needed to build proteins for growth. So here are some misconceptions. Let's see. Students often think growth only means an increase in size, but in fact, growth is cell differentiation. Growth is repair of your broken tissues, and growth is the production of enzymes, antibodies, and hormones. So you can say growth never stops. Even apparently, your body is not showing any kind of growth, but internally it is growing continuously. It's a continuous, unending process that happens till the death of a living organism, even in plants and in animals and in humans. So here are the three steps which we are talking about. First, we discussed growth and development. The second point here also mentioned energy supply. Food is needed for the supply of continuous energy in the body. And third, repair and replacement of broken, dead, or worn out parts of the body. The second reason of getting food, energy production. So let's see, energy released in cellular respiration is used. You know what respiration is? The chemical reaction in which glucose is broken down. Here, ATP, which is produced as a result of aerobic respiration, is the energy source. And you know, there are almost 36 to 38 ATP molecules are produced when a single glucose molecule is broken down. That is called cellular respiration. So let's see where this energy will be used. So use of energy and example in the body. There are four uses of energy mentioned here, so, though there are a lot of other energy needs also in the body, but here I am mentioning only three: movement, active transport, maintenance, and metabolism. So let's see the examples in the body. So movement, muscle contraction, movement of cilia in airways, flagella in the sperm, etc. These are the movements which need energy. Active transport means mineral uptake by root hair cells. You know what active transport is? Movement of substances from lower concentration to higher concentration. So active transport happens in the root hair cells, glucose absorption in the ileum of humans also. Maintenance means heartbeat, maintenance of breathing and your body temperature, thermoregulation, etc. Similarly, metabolism like replication of DNA, protein synthesis, and enzyme activities in the body. So overall, you can say these processes in the body, which are continuously happening, unending processes, they also need a continuous supply of energy. And this energy always comes from the breakdown of food into the body. The third need of food in the body is for repair and replacement. So let's see, red blood cells live only 120 days. So new ones must be made continuously. Skin cells are replaced every 2 to 4 weeks. That also are needed by the body to protect from the invaders, pathogens, etc. Wounds require protein, vitamin C, and minerals for healing. It also comes from food. Iron is required to replace hemoglobin, and deficiency of iron leads to anemia. Anemia is a disease where red blood cells are deficient in the body. So deficiency of red blood cells. Maintain a constant food supply in the body, we need a balanced diet. So this balanced diet contain all the minerals, all the food components, all the nutrients in the body in correct proportion. So a balanced diet is a kind of diet which is needed by the body to maintain or to survive. So let's see, a balanced diet depends on quantity, quality, and proportion of nutrients. So it could be different for different people, different gender, different age groups, because as the body of a youngster needs different food contents than that of an adult or a grown person. So that's why balanced diet could be different for everyone. So what are the components of balanced diet? Basically, they are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamin C, vitamin D, calcium, water, dietary fibers, etc., iron. These are all the components of a balanced diet. They are needed in correct proportion to perform specific functions in the body. So let's see the functions and what happens if they are deficient in the body. Carbohydrate, it is main source of energy. Means respiration depends on carbohydrate. We just the breakdown of glucose gives energy. So energy always comes when a carbohydrate is broken down. And what would happen if it's deficient in the body? Fatigue, means general pain or tiredness, weight loss, low blood sugar, etc. Similarly, proteins are needed for growth, repair, enzymes, making hormones and antibodies. What would happen if it's deficient? Kwashiorkor and muscle wasting are the problems which are related to protein deficiency. What is Kwashiorkor? Kwashiorkor is a disease of children below the age of 1 year. The children may look less than their age, their body do not grow, they have a swollen belly, their body look like a skeleton. So this is due to a long prolonged deficiency of protein in their diet. That's a severe kind of malnutrition. We will discuss the effects of deficiency of proteins later in this chapter. Fats, energy store, insulation, formation of cell membranes, hormone synthesis, etc., are the needs of fats or lipids in the body. And what will happen if it's deficient in the body? Dry skin, vitamin deficiency A, D, E, and K could happen if only the fats are limited or are not present in sufficient amounts in the body. Similarly, vitamin C, it forms collagen in the body. Collagen is a major component of your skin. Wound healing also depends on vitamin C availability. And what happens if it's deficient? Scurvy. Scurvy is a disease of skin, bleeding gums, bleeding nose, and the skin becomes rough and scaly, etc. Vitamin D is needed for absorption of calcium in the body and provides bone strength. And what happens if vitamin D is deficient? Rickets or osteomalacia. Both of these diseases are the disease of bones and skeleton. This topic is also discussed in detail later, so we will talk about it and we'll see the diagrams of rickets and osteomalacia, how the patients look like. Calcium, it's needed for teeth, bones, muscle contraction. And what happens due to its deficiency? Poor bone development. Iron is needed for the component of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin, works for the transport of oxygen. It carries oxygen from the lungs and provide to the body and get carbon dioxide from the body and give it to the lungs, which is then exhaled. Deficiency of iron cause anemia, means deficiency of red blood cells. Then comes fiber, Rafid. Fiber is so interesting to study because fiber is a food that is indigestible by the body. It is not digested. Then what could be the benefit of fiber? It simply prevents constipation. It not give energy to the body. It just maintain your gut health, and your gastrointestinal health is all depending on the fiber. So maintains gut motility. Gut means the food pipe in simple you can say. Colon cancer risk can be reduced, constipation can be minimized. Water, it is needed for transport, solvent as sweating means cooling effect and excreting the harmful chemicals from the body. So water deficiency called dehydration may cause kidney stones in the body. So here is a tip for you. Fiber does not give energy, but is essential for digestive health. Like mentioned here, it's maintain gut motility. Balanced diet is different for each person that I mentioned in the start, in the beginning of this chapter. So let's see the diagram first. Here you can get an idea. Infants like 0 to 12 months, they have a daily requirement of 100 kilocalories per kilogram per day. So toddlers which are 1 to 3 years old, they need 1000 to 1400 kilocalories per day. Preschoolers need this energy. School age children 6 to 12 years need this energy. You are almost the same age, or you are considered if teenager, then you get this amount of energy on daily basis. Adults, male and female need different amount of energy in their daily life, and seniors, as their body is not so much active metabolically and physically, so they need generally lower than adults. Discuss here. So children and teenagers, pregnant women, elderly, athletes, and manual laborers. So let's see the difference of balanced diet in each age group. So children and teenagers, they show growth and high metabolism. Pregnant women, formation of fetus into the body, so they need extra blood volume. That's why their balanced diet is quite different from that of other women. Elderly, lower metabolism and less activity, that's why balanced diet is different. Athletes are more active, so more carbohydrate for energy and protein for muscle repair. Similarly, manual laborers which are doing very tough job on a daily basis, they need higher energy needs than office workers. So it all depends on two things: um, age and body activity. Plus, in adults, it's the third factor also added, that is difference between according to the gender. Males have a massive body, more muscle growth, need more or a better balanced diet as compared to that of females. Energy requirements. So why fats contain more energy than carbohydrate? We will discuss this topic afterwards also, like fats and carbohydrates show a differential energy. Like in 1 gram of carbohydrate, there is 17 kilocalories energy available, and in same 1 gram of fats, the energy available is 13 kilocalories. So there is a huge, or you can say more than double the energy present in 1 gram of fats as compared to that of carbohydrates. Let's see what the reason could be. Fats have more carbon hydrogen bonds, and carbon hydrogen bonds are in fact the energy rich bond which release more energy when oxidized. Carbohydrates are partially oxidized already, less energy per gram. So this is the reason why they have half the energy as compared to that of fats. Then the next question here comes, how the body uses stored energy. So let's see. Stored energy is always in the form of glycogen, fat, or sometime in the blood also. So let's see. When used, glycogen can be used in short-term emergency supply. Fat is a long-term supply, and glucose is immediately used into the body. So that's why a person having a thick layer of fat may live hungry for a longer period as compared to that the other person which is lean or smart, because fats are a long-term energy supply for the body. And where are these three types of energy stored? Glycogen is stored in liver and muscles. Fat is stored under skin around organs. And which organs? Usually the vital organs. For example, the stomach, the liver, pancreas, etc. These are considered the vital organs. So usually fat is stored around these organs, and then glucose in blood, as mentioned in the name, blood. So it's present in the blood plasma. Okay, friends, I think that's sufficient for today. See you in the next class, inshallah, tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum.